Amendment was created in order to protect you in your home, your place of business, your effects, your vehicle, to protect your privacy, so that law enforcement or the military or the government could not just simply walk into your place of business, walk into your home, search and seize anything they chose. And as vehicles came pretty predominant in America and people traveled with their effects and their private articles across state lines in different jurisdictions, the Fourth Amendment became even more important in a new way. It protected you and made your vehicle a private place while you were traveling. This basically prohibits and makes it impossible for law enforcement to just simply violate people's laws and search your home and invade your privacy at will. They have to go through steps in order to make that happen by getting a search warrant. There has to be probable cause. It establishes a foundation for investigations to start and people to be charged and brought into the due process system of the law properly. This is one of the amendments that I deal with or affects my job every day as a judge. I have law enforcement and the county attorney's office coming to me frequently, and the other judges in Helena, to okay search warrants. And they're following the Fourth Amendment, and also under Article 2 of the state constitution, we also have a very tight privacy law that basically mirrors the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution and guarantees the right to privacy, and it guarantees your right against unreasonable searches. And so law enforcement officers, if they have probable cause of a crime in a home, they have information that leads them to a vehicle, or they want to search a backpack they've seized, a personal effect, they have to actually come and present the probable cause they have to the judge. They do an application. They have to present all of the facts they have up to that point. The judge gets to decide whether they have enough to even ask for a search warrant. They also have to tell the judge exactly what they intend to look for. They can't come, for instance, and say they're going to look in the cooler of a car or that's in the back of a car for alcohol, or they're going to look for 10 pounds of marijuana, and then they're going to search places where you couldn't possibly have 10 pounds of marijuana, such as the ashtray, because they're really looking for something else. They can't use it as a pretext to do illegal searches. And so they have to tell us exactly what they intend to search. If it's a house and they want to search the garage, they have to give the legal descriptions of both. They have to talk about what they look like. Are they, a two-story white house with a single attached garage, and what they expect to find. They have to talk about their experience and how they know that they have enough probable cause. And so it's very explicit. And then if it's reasonable and the rights of the citizens in the state outweigh that of the potential defendant or the criminal, then the judge can grant the warrant, and then they can go legally search the premises. If this wasn't created, we would be like countries such as North Korea or Iran or Iraq, where the law enforcement, local police, or the government officials simply just bust in your front door anytime they choose, drag people away, take your car, search your items, search your business. They do things at will without enough cause. There's no protection in some countries from search and seizure, and they don't have to ask a judge or go through any due process to get the right to do that. You would not have any privacy. You would not be able to be secure in your home. Door locks would not make any difference. They would just break in your door and come get what they wanted to. And there's the potential that innocent people would be charged and penalized for crimes they either didn't do, or and you would also have corrupt law enforcement. It wouldn't follow any set rules that are fair and equitable to bring things into court properly. So it would make us like any other country. I think that the perception by the public is that sometimes by the uninformed that law enforcement officers can simply just go get a search warrant and that the judges don't scrutinize what they're bringing. I've actually turned down search warrants and made them go get more probable cause or rewrite their application because they just simply didn't have enough. The Constitution says that the warrant can be granted by an impartial and neutral judge. And so that's where my job comes into play for the public. I took an oath, I was elected, and this is one of my main jobs, is to be that neutral party, to scrutinize what the law enforcement officers are doing, what they're bringing to the judge, and whether this is okay. I think sometimes the public thinks that they're automatic, and if they ask for a search warrant, they're granted one and they don't have any rights, but that simply isn't the case. Further, even when the search warrant is granted, the public should know, and I hope they know, that they can still challenge that later. Search warrants get challenged in court as to whether they were right. Sometimes law enforcement officers don't exactly tell the judge the proper details. It all comes on documents, and I don't really know sometimes if they were standing at the kitchen window looking into the house when they saw the drugs, or if they were really in a legal position to be there to see that. And I've been misled by law enforcement. 99.9% of the time, they're giving me the accurate information, and our law enforcement in Montana are very good. But occasionally, there are one or two that will sort of deviate from the truth to get their search warrant, and that's up to the judge to scrutinize that and make sure that's not right. So I would hope the public perceives this as a very important amendment, and they would see how it affects them daily, especially when it comes to search warrants. White hair, if we didn't have this amendment in place and there wasn't a system to scrutinize what law enforcement was doing, they would, as I've said before, have a free rein to simply jerk you out of your car, search your car from bumper to bumper, hold you down and take blood from you, take saliva, hair samples if they wanted without a search warrant. They would be able to search your home anytime, day or night, search your business, seize anything they wanted to, take your computer, and basically just enter into your private world and take what they wanted basically at a whim or a hunch. You can't do anything with a hunch in law enforcement. There has to be suspicion, reasonable suspicion, particularized suspicion is what the feds call it, or hopefully probable cause, which is you've seen the elements of a crime or the fruits of a crime, or you have enough information possibly to charge somebody with a crime. And so this is the thing that keeps them in line, makes them get to that level before they can search, and it has to be reasonable.